Christmas morning began like any other. My wife Angela, our 8-year-old daughter Sophie, and I were gathered around the tree. Hot cocoa in hand, still in our pajamas, the perfect picture of a cozy family holiday. I gave Angela her final present. A small package. She unwrapped it. It was a DNA ancestry kit. Her expression drained of color. What's this? Some kind of ancestry test? I thought it would be interesting. I bought one for myself and one for Sophie too. We could discover our heritage, maybe even connect with distant relatives. I was genuinely looking forward to it. A colleague at work had done the same thing. Learned he had 30% Scandinavian roots and found a second cousin living in Norway. It sounded exciting. But Angela stared at the box as if it were dangerous. We're not using these. Why not? Because I don't want to. It's literally just spitting in a tube. Takes a couple of minutes. I said no. Sophie looked puzzled. Mom, I want to find out if I'm related to a princess. Jamie at school said her test showed royal blood. You're not doing it either. But Mom, I said no. The edge in her voice brought tears to Sophie's eyes. Angela never raised her voice at Sophie. Never. I jumped in. Hey, it's all right. It's only a gift. If you're not interested, that's okay. Angela got up and headed to the kitchen. I followed her. What's going on? Nothing. I just feel those kits are too intrusive. They sell your genetic information. It's a privacy concern. Fine, we won't do them. Good. But I'm still going to do mine. I already paid for it. Her head whipped around. No. What? You're not doing it either. I chuckled. Angela, it's my own DNA. I can decide what to do with it. If you mail that kit, I will divorce you. My laughter stopped. What did you just say? You heard me clearly. Some things in a family should remain private. If you value our marriage, you won't send it. Private things? What private things? That's precisely why they stay private. You don't need to know. I looked at her, my wife of 9 years, the mother of my child, standing in our kitchen on Christmas Day, issuing an ultimatum over a simple test. That's ridiculous. It's my line in the sand. Angela, I'm not joking. You submit that sample, and we're finished. Then she walked away. I stood there clutching my cooling cocoa, realizing something was seriously off. That night, after Sophie was asleep, I tried once more. Can we discuss what happened this morning? There's nothing to discuss. I don't want those kits in this house. You threatened to end our marriage over a DNA test. I was exaggerating. Were you really? She met my eyes. Just don't send it. Please. Respect my request. Why? Because I'm your wife, and I'm asking you not to. That's not an explanation. It's a demand. Call it whatever you like. Just don't do it. I wanted to press harder. Wanted real answers. But she was closing off. Expression hard. Walls up. I'd never seen this side of her. All right, I said. I won't mail it. She visibly relaxed. Thank you. Then she went to bed. I stayed downstairs. The truth is, I'm not naturally paranoid. I don't check phones. I don't monitor locations. Our marriage had been solid, ordinary. No huge arguments, consistent date nights, open conversations. Until that morning. One little kit turned my wife into someone I didn't recognize. So I did what felt logical. I mailed my test the very next day. Not out of spite. Not to trap her. But a reaction that intense had to mean something was being hidden. And I refused to live in comfortable ignorance, waiting for whatever it was to explode. If there were buried family truths, I deserved to know them. Especially if they concerned me. I sent it from the office. Activated the account online. And waited. 2 weeks later, Angela asked about the kit. Did you get rid of it? Yes. I lied. Tossed it. Good. Another week went by. The results arrived. I was at my desk when the email came. I logged in. First, the ethnicity estimate. 45% Irish, 30% German, 15% English, 10% Scandinavian. Neat. Then the relatives list. Top match, Sophie Anderson. Predicted relationship, aunt/uncle niece/nephew, half-sibling, or grandparent-grandchild. I stared at the options. No parent-child listed. I clicked for details. Shared centimorgans, 1,750 cm. I searched online. Found comparison charts. Parent-child usually around 3,500 cm. Uncle-niece 1,700 to 2,100 cm. Half-sibling 1,300 to 2,300 cm. Grandparent-grandchild 1,300 to 2,200 cm. At 1,750, the strongest likelihood was uncle-niece. Though half-sibling or grandparent remained possible. I reasoned it out. Grandparent-grandchild? Impossible. My parents and Angela's were all known. Sophie couldn't be my parents' child. That would make her my half-sister, and we'd have noticed a birth 8 years ago. Half-sibling? That would require my father having a child with someone else. But that scenario fell apart quickly. The affair would need to involve Angela for Sophie to be both my half-sister and her daughter. Genetically impossible. Uncle-niece? That meant Sophie's biological parent was one of my siblings or male cousins. But Angela carried and delivered her. I was present for the birth, so the father had to be my brother or a cousin. I felt nauseous. I went to the restroom, locked myself in a stall, sat on the floor. 8 years. 8 full years of being Sophie's father. 8 years believing she was biologically mine. Oh God. I opened my phone, scanned my close male relatives. My brother was in Seattle, rarely visited. I had 3 male cousins. 2 lived far away. 1, Ryan, was just 20 minutes from us. I opened his Facebook, scrolled recent posts. 2 months back, a family cookout at his house. Sophie in the background, standing beside Ryan. Both laughing. Identical smiles. How had I missed it? I zoomed. Same nose shape. Same eyebrow arch. Same dimple on the left cheek. I looked through older photos. Birthdays. Holiday gatherings 3 years ago. Thanksgivings. Every picture with Ryan and Sophie side by side. The resemblance screamed. Because it was real. I vomited into the toilet. When I got home that evening, Angela was preparing dinner. How was your day? Okay. I watched her closely, searching for guilt, nerves, anything. Nothing. She was humming, stirring sauce. Everything normal. Sophie's at practice. Your mom picked her up. Got it. I went upstairs, opened Angela's laptop. We'd always shared passwords. No secrets was our rule. Apparently not. I checked her email. Nothing suspicious. Facebook messages. Only ordinary family chatter with Ryan. Looking forward to Easter. Thanks for hosting last time. I reviewed our shared phone bill history online. No strange calls to Ryan. She'd covered her tracks well. That somehow made it worse. Over the following week, I dug deeper. I'm the type who keeps physical records. Paper bank and credit card statements filed for years in the home office. Angela always teased me about it. Why hold on to old statements? It's all digital now. Turns out digital archives only go back a couple years. Paper? Indefinitely. I pulled the 2016 to 2017 box. Located statements from 9 years prior. Flipped to February. There they were. Charges from the Riverside Inn. February 12th, 19, and 24. All during the week I'd been away at a conference in Boston. I remembered that trip clearly. 3 nights. Tech development event. Angela had encouraged me to go. You'll be fine alone for a few days. Go network, enjoy yourself. The hotel charges matched exactly. 3 separate nights. A hotel 15 minutes from home when we lived 20 minutes from the city center. Why book a room when you have a house? Unless secrecy was required. I cross-checked Ryan's old social media. Had to scroll far back. Found gym check-ins from the Riverside Inn. February 12th and 24th. Keeping the routine even while traveling. He wasn't traveling. He lived locally. More clues. Old text backups on my drive. From 9 years ago, while I was in Boston. Angela had messaged, Ryan dropped by with that thing from your mom. Stayed for coffee. He's hilarious LOL. Back then, it seemed innocent. Family dropping something off. Normal. Now it read completely differently. Ryan visiting while I was gone. Staying for coffee. How long? An hour? Overnight? I reviewed her texts from that week. Good night messages every evening. Miss you. Conference going well? Sophie's asleep. Just relaxing with TV. All lies. Sent casually. From our living room while I was hundreds of miles away, trusting everything was fine. I hired a private investigator. Marcus, ex-police officer. Recommended by an IT client I'd helped. 2 weeks of surveillance cost $3,000. Marcus shadowed Angela. Logged her routine. Mostly ordinary. Job, shopping, workouts. Home. But on the second Thursday, Angela met Ryan for lunch. Downtown Italian restaurant. Secluded booth. Marcus took 15 photos. No kissing, no touching. But the closeness was obvious. Leaning toward each other. Frequent laughter. Angela twirling her hair, something she did when attracted to someone. I remembered it from when we dated. In one shot, Ryan's hand rested near hers on the table. Not holding, but close. Marcus's summary. Subjects displayed familiarity beyond typical cousin-in-law relationship. No overt affection observed, but clear signs of ongoing emotional bond. I studied those images for hours. I asked Marcus about paternity confirmation, needs samples from the child and alleged father. Be resourceful. The next Sunday, family dinner at my mom's. Ryan attended. I asked him to help move a box in the garage. He drank from a water bottle, left it behind. I grabbed it later. Sophie's sample came from her toothbrush. Sent both to the lab Marcus suggested. Results in 5 days. 99.99% probability Ryan is the father. I sat in my car in an empty lot and cried for an hour. Then I contacted an attorney. Patricia Chun, mid-40s, polished suit, piercing gaze, highly recommended by a coworker who'd survived a tough divorce. Her downtown office had glass walls, shelves of law books, Stanford diploma displayed. I want to divorce my wife. She had an affair 9 years ago with my cousin. Our daughter is biologically his. Patricia remained calm. Do you have evidence? 2 separate DNA tests. I slid the folders across. Ancestry results listing Sophie as my niece. Independent lab confirming Ryan's paternity, 99.99%. She examined everything. This is strong. Does she suspect you know? No. Keep it that way. Surprise is an advantage. When do you plan to file? Soon. But I want service done publicly. At our family reunion on the 4th of July. Patricia looked up. That's 6 weeks from now. Why the delay? Ryan will be there. I want him served too. Civil action. And I want the entire family to witness what happened. That's aggressive. Legal, but aggressive. Are you certain? Completely. All right. Let's map this out. She opened her laptop. Began drafting. Divorce petition on grounds of infidelity. In our state, that favorably impacts property division. You'll receive a larger portion. The house. Both names on the mortgage. We'll request she be removed. You refinance, or we force sale and split. But with adultery evidence, court likely awards you primary interest if you can cover her equity. I can manage that. Good. Custody is trickier. Sophie believes you're her father. You're on the birth certificate, but biologically Ryan is. I want full custody. Do you wish to block Ryan's potential claims? He has no current rights. Never acknowledged paternity. Correct. But he could file for recognition based on biology. Can we prevent that? Yes. You've been the presumed and acting father for 8 years. Courts prioritize established bonds over mere genetics. If Ryan pursues rights, he'll face an uphill battle and likely fail. Perfect. Patricia continued typing. Civil claim against Ryan. Intentional infliction of emotional distress and fraud. Fraud is harder to prove. He didn't actively deceive you, only concealed. Emotional distress has stronger footing. You can show significant psychological impact from the discovery. Damages? I suggest $250,000. Substantial, but realistic. He'll want to settle. They usually do. Exactly. We spent the next hour detailing assets, Sophie's records, witnesses, everything needed for victory. Custody remained complex. Sophie saw me as her dad. Legally I was. On the certificate. But not biologically. Do you want custody? Patricia asked. I want Sophie to have stability. I've been her father for 8 years. I won't abandon her because of Angela's actions. Admirable, but costly. You'll pay support for a non-biological child. I don't care. Sophie is innocent. Patricia nodded. We'll seek primary custody for you. In this jurisdiction, birth certificate and established role grant you full parental rights regardless of DNA. Ryan? He has no automatic claim unless he petitions, and you can oppose successfully. You've been dad for 8 years. Courts protect that bond. Good. We planned meticulously that day. Compiled evidence. When to file? Not immediately. I'm waiting. 4. Annual family reunion. 4th of July weekend. Mom's side. Around 60 attendees. Park pavilion, catered meal. The whole tradition. Ryan always shows. I want both served there. In front of everyone. Patricia considered. That's 5 months away. You'll need to cohabit and act normal. I know. Can you manage? I have no choice. Those 5 months were torture. Returning home to Angela daily. Greeting her with a kiss. Sharing meals. Watching shows together. Pretending I didn't know she'd shattered everything. She organized Sophie's 9th birthday. I helped with decorations. She discussed summer trips. I agreed. She kissed me goodnight. I kissed back. All while carrying the truth. All while preparing her exposure. Late May, 6 weeks before the reunion, we finalized documents. Patricia filed the papers. Prepared service. I coordinated with the process server. You want delivery there? In front of the crowd? If that's your instruction, it's allowed. That's exactly what I want. And him? Pointing to Ryan's name. Separate papers. Paternity fraud civil suit. Serve him immediately after her. This will be memorable. That's the intention. The final weeks felt unreal. Angela remained oblivious. Planning Sophie's party. Talking vacations. Acting the perfect wife. I performed my role. Morning kisses. Family dinners. Evening TV. All while the betrayal burned inside. Controlled. Cold. The 4th arrived. We got to the park at 1. Angela in a sundress. Sophie waving a sparkler. Festive atmosphere. Ryan was already there. Manning the grill. Hey bro, he hugged me. How's life? Good. You? Doing well. I wanted to swing. Instead I smiled. Burgers smell great. Appreciate it. Angela and Sophie went to greet my mom. I lingered near Ryan. Sophie's growing fast, Ryan remarked. Yeah, 8 already. 8. Crazy how time flies. It really does. She looks more like you all the time. I stared. You think? Definitely. Same mannerisms. He was lying straight to my face. Just like Angela. At 3, my phone vibrated. Text from the server. Ready. I replied. Proceed. 5 minutes later, a man in a casual shirt approached Angela. She was chatting with my aunt and mom, plate of potato salad in hand. Angela Montgomery? Yes. You've been served. He handed the envelope. She frowned. Opened it. Began reading. Color drained again. Same as Christmas. When? The child is 8. Angela glanced at Steve. He whispered. I believe keeping it private was best for everyone, she said. The judge noted something. Custody addressed next hearing. Temporary primary custody remains with Mr. Montgomery. Mrs. Montgomery receives supervised visitation. Next. Hearing 2. Angela's witnesses, friends, colleagues, praised her motherhood. She volunteers at school, one said. Room parent. Bakes for every birthday. Adores that girl. Patricia cross-examined each. Did Mrs. Montgomery ever reveal Sophie's true father? Well, she said her husband. Did she tell you it was actually his cousin? No. So she deceived you as well. Objection. Sustained. Rephrase. Did Mrs. Montgomery share the truth about paternity? No. No further questions. Pattern repeated. Angela lied to everyone for years. Hearing 3 focused on my parenting. Angela alleged bitterness, that I turned Sophie against her. Steve questioned me. Mr. Montgomery, do you hate your wife? Ex-wife. I'm hurt and disappointed, not hateful. Yet you humiliated her publicly. I revealed truth publicly. There's a distinction. Was serving papers at a reunion excessive? I believe concealing an affair and paternity for 8 years was excessive. Public service was merely efficient. Gallery chuckled. Judge's eyes hinted amusement. No further questions. Patricia called Sophie's teacher. Ms. Rodriguez, how is Sophie performing? Excellent. Top student, happy, well-adjusted. Any mention of home issues? None. She often talks about her dad. My dad helped with my project. Dad took me to the zoo. She loves him. And her mother? She mentions her, but less. What do you think? Objection, speculation. Allowed. Sophie lives mainly with her father now. Natural she'd reference him more. No further questions. Final hearing, assets. House valued $320,000, $180,000 mortgage remaining. 2 vehicles. Retirement funds. Savings. Patricia pushed 70-30 split favoring me due to infidelity. Steve argued 50-50. Judge compromised, 60-40 my way. I kept the house. Refinanced. Paid Angela $48,000 equity from retirement. I got newer car. She got older. Retirement split 60-40. Custody, primary physical to me. Angela every other weekend plus 1 midweek evening. Supervised first year, then unsupervised pending therapist approval. Child support. Angela pays me $400 monthly. Not huge, but helpful for Sophie's needs. My attorney had warned. She might claim inability, but court uses earning potential. She's employed. She pays. And she did. Judge's closing remarks. Mr. Montgomery, you are Sophie's legal father. Biology is irrelevant here. You have raised, loved, and supported her. That defines fatherhood in this court. Mrs. Montgomery, your actions harmed your family. You must accept the consequences. However, I order co-parenting counseling for both. Sophie deserves cooperative parents despite personal history. Divorce granted. Gavel. Done. Ryan later attempted custody claim. Patricia overwhelmed him with filings and costs. He withdrew. Last I heard, he relocated out of state. Rarely contacts Sophie. Sends birthday cards with $20. Angela remarried 2 years later. Met someone at the gym. Decent guy. Sophie likes him. I haven't remarried. Dated casually. Nothing serious. My focus is Sophie. She's 10 now. Brilliant. Soccer player. Avid reader. Wants to be a vet. She occasionally asks about the divorce. I keep answers simple. Mommy and I weren't the right match. But we both love you very much. She doesn't know about Ryan's biology. Maybe when she's older. Maybe never. Whatever serves her best. The civil suit against Ryan settled out of court. He paid $50,000. Not the full $250,000, but enough for Sophie's college fund. Angela's parents distanced themselves initially. Mortified. Eventually reconciled, but strained. My family. They still reference it at reunions. Remember that 4th of July when? It's legendary now. The day I exposed an affair and paternity fraud before 60 relatives while the grill smoked unattended. Would I do it exactly the same? Absolutely. Some say I was harsh. That I should have kept it private. Preserved Angela's reputation. But Angela didn't preserve mine. Didn't honor our vows. Didn't shield Sophie from a foundation of deception. She chose her path. I chose transparency. And Sophie? She's flourishing. Happy. Secure. Loved. She calls me dad. Not because of genes. Because I've earned it every day. That's the real takeaway. Biology counts, but actions count more. Angela chose infidelity. Ryan chose betrayal. I chose to fight for my daughter. And I won. The DNA test didn't break my family. It uncovered the fracture that had always been there. Concealed behind holiday mornings and family gatherings and promises of honesty that were never kept. Now there are no secrets. No lies. Only truth. And truth is worth far more than any pretended perfect life ever could be.